there. Apologize about that. So if anyone was on the one before that, I'll just give it a minute here, see if anyone jumps back on. Anyhow, all right. I'm just gonna start here. But Jason here again. And I just wanted to jump on here and talk a little bit about this commercial roof that I'm on. And we had gotten a call regarding a pretty bad leak in this uh, uh, in this building from a tenant and the management and the owner of this building. And I'm pretty familiar with this roof, so we maintain it. We have for years, and we've also done some ice dam services out here. But it's this is the reason why I wanted to jump on here and do the stream. So we came out here to take a look at this leak and obviously went inside, did our inspection, tried to follow up and see what was going on, see where the leak was coming in, and see, try to assess the damage from that standpoint before we went up on the roof. And from there, obviously we got it, seen a lot of water. There was actually puddle inside, did some damage to some things inside. And after that, we got our ladder out and came up on the roof. And that's then when it didn't take long to figure out exactly what was going on this roof. It just, I don't understand, but I preach this a lot about in the winter. We're in the Midwest, but making sure that you hire someone that has experience with removing snow off of commercial roofs or even residential roofs, and making sure that you're using the right tools and protocol when you're doing so. I'm going to show you reasons why. So I brought my ladder up, and right off the bat, here's kind of like I was just in about this area, and this is what I see. So obviously, this roof's had a coating on it. It's a metal roof, and where I see these marks like this, it's kind of continuous in a pattern all the way down the entire stretch of this roof all the way that way. Okay. Well, then I'm like, well, that can't, how a leak? I mean, there's dents, but I'm like, all right, well, how's the water getting in? Well, until I come across this, that's an actual hole. So that tells me it probably was a metal shovel, and they're coming this way down slope and caught this is what we call a rib, and caught that rib and sliced it wide open. And in the middle of winter, you probably didn't even know they did it. And then here, and then if you continue on, you can kind of see right all the way through. I'm just going to kind of walk down through this building and just move along here. But not only that, but there was a coating on here, but this even shaved off part of the top of the screw, but took nonetheless took the coating off the top. Here's another, that'll let a lot of water in a building, a commercial building. So, some people may say, well, that's just a couple scratches. Well, that's not just a little bit of scratch. Like that can cause some major damage. And so moving along, you can obviously see where it continued. Here's another area, it's peeled back the coating here, right? Multiple areas. Let's get down on this another level here, moving along. But here's another one. This one's punctured right through there as well. And you don't even see it. It's way back in there. But here, all right, this is where a majority of the water was coming in. Was right about Oh, down here a little bit more. But you can see along here all the shovel marks. Here's a pretty big gouge. Here's a gouge. Here's scraped the coating right off. But then here's a pretty good dent. Looks like a shovel went down, like they're chipping. Somebody was chipping at it. And here's another. So hole wide open. Finger almost right in that hole. So this is about where there was a major leak on the inside, and there's a bio company downstairs, and they can't have things getting wet, which I didn't understand how it could even be getting wet down there. So all the way along again here, you can see it continues, and it's a pretty good pattern. And at first I was like, well, I you know, I didn't know because we normally do the ice work and snow removal on this building, and not sure what changed on that at that second, but maybe who knows. Nonetheless, um, it needed to get done, and somebody came out and did it, and these are the issues. Now we're called out to fix. There's another hole. It's soaking wet. There's insulation under there. Now all that insulation on the underside is saturated in water. So here's this is great. Ready for it? Look. So this here, you want to see, like, let's see if I can get the insulation out. Not gonna be able to get my hand down there enough to get the insulation, but I can feel it. That it's soaking wet. So which isn't good. On let's take this down. We're gonna have to do a repair here, so I'm gonna open this up and um patch it in. But what should get done is it should get dried, opened up, and we should be drying it out. But one problem that we have here right now is we don't have enough time because it's supposed to get cold, so we'll have to do it from the underneath. I can't get enough insulation out of there for anyone to see it right now, but I got it. And see there, it's sharp too. I don't know if you can see it, but it's soaking wet. There, it's dripping. So again, this goes all the way along, probably the first 2 feet up, all the way down the entire building. So, you know, this should be a lesson learned and learned from other people is that here's a good example of why you need to hire someone to handle your snow removal on your roofs when the winter does come here in the Midwest. Um, and the other thing is inspect it. If you got a commercial roof, you could really have somebody out there doing an annual inspection on that roof, getting on some sort of a service and maintenance plan to be able to handle it. And these things wouldn't come up as a emergency. This here is an emergency. We have lots of water inside the building, and I'm doing a temporary repair to stop this temporarily until we can get out here and do a permanent fix. So this goes for residential and commercial. But anyways, I just want to jump. What these lined up on these